Hey friends, today we will discuss the second question. Philosophy and education are somehow interrelated. Discuss. Let us read. A glance into the our question again. I am repeating. Philosophy and education are somehow interrelated. Discuss. A glance into the different branches of knowledge reveals the fact that a great of relationship lies among different fields of study of humanities. Particularly, a co-ordinal and interrelated relationship lies between philosophy and education. While philosophy supplies raw materials, it is education which provides the finished products from these raw materials. Being particular in our approach, we can say that there are certain questions which are answered by philosophy and practiced by education. Therefore, before discussing the relationship between philosophy and education, it is essential on our part to define philosophy and education. What is philosophy? The term philosophy was the term philosophy has been derived from two Greek words, philos and sophia. Here, philos means love and sophia means wisdom. Wisdom is not the same thing as knowledge. It is more than knowledge. It includes knowledge and goes beyond it to find relationship and to discover implications. Philosophy means mature reflection about any problem in its complete perspective. Some people regard it as intellectual luxury, but in fact it is life's necessity. It helps us to understand the significance of all human experiences and activity. It explores the basic sources and aims of life. In the words of Henderson, philosophy is a search for a comprehensive view of nature, an attempt at a universal explanation of nature of things. Thus, the man can understand himself and his relation to the best of the universe. What is education? Basically, education is regarded as a process of modification of behavior of the educants who undergo this process in the light of past experience and present practice. In relation to philosophy, education receives and restructures the social structure in philosophical perspective. Every human being is endowed with some sort of innate talents which determine the basic traits of man, and it is education which molds these traits. Education, according to Indian tradition, is not merely a means to earn his living, nor it is only a nursery of thought or a school for citizenship. It is rather the initiation into the life of spirit, a training of human souls in pursuit of truth and the practice of virtue. It is the second birth. Etymologically, the term education has been derived from different Latin words as follows: educare, to bring up, to raise, to nourish; educatum, act of teaching or instruction; educere, to lead out, to draw out, to bring forth. E plus duco, E means out of and duco means to lead, that is from internal to external. Education is the deliberate and systematic influence exerted by the mature person on the immature through instruction and discipline. It indicates all round harmonious development of all the powers of the human being, physically, intellectually, socially, aesthetic, and spiritual. Then, relationship between education and philosophy. Education and philosophy are related like two sides of the same coin: flower and fragrance, skeleton, flesh and blood, shadow and substance. So, there is wide and close relationship between education and philosophy. The following definitions have established relationship between education and philosophy. According to Dewey, philosophy is the theory of education in its most general phase. According to Ross, philosophy and education are the two sides of same coin. The human is contemplative, while the latter is the active side. Then Fichte's views the art of education will never attain complete clearance without philosophy. Then Spencer views true education is practically to true philosophers. Then education is philosophy in action. Being the dynamic side of philosophy, education practices all the philosophical doctrine or it gives practical shape to the philosophical doctrines. Then relationship is just like the relationship of lame man who is able to see but unable to walk and the blind man who is able to walk but unable to see. So in order to reach the destination, the blind and lame should cooperate with each other. The lame will show the direction and the blind will move accordingly. So our philosophy and education are interrelated. Philosophy will show the direction and education will proceed on in that direction. Education without philosophy is blind and philosophy without education is invalid or lame. Thus education is the dynamic side of philosophy. In other words, it is philosophy in action. Educational philosophy is applied philosophy. An educationist develops knowledge not for himself, rather for the welfare of the society. His knowledge is used in practical field with receiving proper direction and guidance from philosophy. It is a practical experience that a philosopher must think out his principles before they can be a philosopher applied to human life. It is equally true that the purpose of the educator in studying philosophy is to concrete not so much on theoretical principles as upon their significance for life in general and for education in particular. Most of the educators would be prepared to accept the study of education as a branch of applied philosophy. Philosophy shows the direction for natural development. Education cannot take place without influence. The modern nationalist movement in educational theory and practice that is advocates that the best education is that which keeps the child away from adult influence and allows him to develop entirely as his nature promotes. But in practice, we find, even as per the naturalistic tendency, that schooling well was all wrong does not withdraw himself from his school. It has been felt by the educationist of outstanding repute that his presence had some effect on the development of those children who were under his charge. Hence, education implies a modification of natural development of the child. Without it, the child would have been an animal. The philosophers show the direction of this natural development to influence peoples. According to this direction, education takes the lead. Education does not imply any influence but purposive influence. When influence becomes purposive, we take the help of a personal education. Thus, education requires two persons. One is the educator who deliberately wants to modify the development of the child, and the educand who is being influenced. Hence, it is clear that education is the dynamic side of philosophy. Philosophy determines the real destination towards which education has to go. Philosophy has always inspired educational theory as well as practice. It determines the real destination towards which education has to go. In the words of Dewey, education is a laboratory in which philosophic destinations become constant and are tested. Philosophy is wisdom. Education transmits that wisdom from one generation to other. Philosophy represents a system of thought. Education embraces that thought in the content of instruction. Philosophy embodies a way of life. Education is the preparation for life. Philosophy is a knowledge obtained by natural reason. Education is the development of that reason and other powers of mind. Education is the means to achieve the goal. Philosophy deals with the ends and education is the means to achieve those goals, those ends. Philosophy gives ideals, values and principles. Education works out those ideals, values and principles. In the words of Herbert, education has no time to make holiday till all the philosophical questions are once for all cleared up. Hence, it has been highly said that philosophy is the contemplative side while education is its active side. Philosophy is the theory of education while education is the practical aspect of education. Great philosophers have been great educationists. Great philosophers are great educationists in their nature and approach. For example, Tagore, Gopabandhu, Aurobindo Gandhi of East and Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, Pestalozzi, Spencer, Dewey of West are regarded as great philosophers as well as educationists. They influenced their philosophical views in developing their educational schemes accordingly. Today this much. Next class we'll read the third question. Discuss the contribution of naturalism towards different aspects of education. Thank you.